So look, Toronto and Boston, their series ended. So look,
You look sad.
Are you more impressed with Boston or disappointed with Toronto?
Why do you always ask me first?
I don't know. I'm just asking everybody. But I could go first. I think I'm more disappointed in Toronto. I think the series was phenomenal. They both played a great chess match. But when Siakam struggles this much, how can you not be disappointed with Toronto? And I think Fred VanVleet, they struggle too. Like, he had some good games.
I feel like you're discrediting the Boston's defense.
Yeah, the defense.
No, their defense was phenomenal.
Which I told you was going to happen.
Let's be honest. Did they play great defense on Marc Gasol, or was Marc Gasol just missing every single 3-point?
Not Marc Gasol. He was just missing.
But let me give you these numbers. Marc Gasol shot 13% from 3, Siakam 13%, VanVleet 32%, and Lowry 31%. These are all players that shoot like 34% and above. And they were so below their averages.
Siakam has been horrible all bubble, though.
He has been horrible.
So to blame that on just that series when he's been horrible the whole bubble.
And there were stretches in the Toronto, in Game 7 specifically, there were stretches where Toronto just couldn't score. Their defense was great against Boston, but they just couldn't score down the stretch. And a last play, Fred VanVleet going one-on-one with Grant Williams.
A horrible play.
Where was the play design for that? There was just ISO. Honestly, I love Fred VanVleet, but that's the last person I'm letting take a last shot going one-on-one ISO.
He got no last person, but
he got no separation on that shot, like at all.
Now, it was kind of questionable a couple of times when Nick Nurse gave the ball to, when he gave it to Norman Powell.
I was so confused.
I didn't agree with that. I didn't agree with the Fred VanVleet.
But then again, when your star player isn't hitting.
I mean.
And that is going to kind of lead me into my answer where.
He didn't even dominate the Nets. He should
You're
have dominated the Nets.
You're right.
I think
they don't have any big.
I think he's given us. I think he's given us kind of a taste of what we see in Giannis.
You know what's a crazy stat?
What?
He shot 18% from the three-point line against Boston. That's the worst in NBA history.
I was just about to tell you the same stat.
Pascal, 18.9% against the Celtics, and
he went 4 of 32.
Overall, he was the second worst 3-point percentage in playoff history. So he just wasn't really finding his rhythm. I told you guys. I mean, to me, he doesn't have much of a moveset. He doesn't have an arsenal. He does put his back to the basket.
It's like your boy.
Giannis, yeah.
It's like your boy.
You can't really shoot him. You'd rather Pascal shoot. I told you guys this a couple episodes ago. You'd rather him shoot. He's not an elite shooter. Like I don't know. It's just.
I mean, look, when a guy is shooting 35% from the 3, I wouldn't just let him shoot. Maybe with the bubble numbers, I would.
His bread and butter's inside. I mean, Boston had really good defenders to match him. Jaylen Brown did a really good job on him. It was overall a bad series for Pascal. I mean.
It's hard for me to be disappointed with the Raptors because they over exceeded my expectations. I did not think they were going to be this good just because I didn't think that Pascal Siakam could be that guy, and he was all regular season long.
Yeah, he was.
I mean, he showed star potential all season long, and then in the bubble he was just terrible. So that hurt them, which was disappointing because you look at that Celtics series, and they were right there. They realistically should have won that series.
Realistically, they should have got swept. Realistically, they should have got swept.
Yes.
Wait, who should have got swept? Toronto?
Yes, they should have got swept.
That game
if
winner
OG
changed
Anunoby doesn't hit
that game winner changed everything.
But
that was a big shot.
Yeah, in a sense that they were in every game. And if you have a player like Siakam playing at the level he can, you should have won that series.
Yeah. And they didn't even come ready for game 1. They got blown out
exactly.
game 1.
And one was bad.
I was watching this Bob Myers video yesterday, and he made a great point. The regular season and the playoffs is literally 2 different type of basketball.
Yeah.
And Siakam just showed us he's not ready to be the man come playoff
Even
time.
as a sidekick, he had some questionable series last year. Remember against Milwaukee,
and I
against
told
Philly,
you guys that wing tandem was going to give VanVleet and Siakam trouble because they can play D and they can score. I told you that, but you was not trying to listen to
Marcus
me.
Hold up.
Hounding.
You did say it. I'm not going to lie. You did say that, and you picked Boston to win, but when you made your prediction, you sounded like it was going to be a clean sweep, and Toronto didn't have a chance. It went to 7 games.
I may have said that. That sounded like it was going to be a clean sweep, but I predicted 6. I was wrong. It was 7. Okay.
You had Toronto second round, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I had Celtics. I had Toronto going to.
No, but you had
just like he said.
Uh-huh.
I didn't believe in Toronto. He knows this. I didn't believe in Toronto all year.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying, okay, yeah, they're going to win this many games. The regular season, Toronto's a regular season team. They're going to win this many games.
Mm-hmm.
They're a good team. But come playoff time, I don't expect them to go to the finals or even go to the ECF. I expect them to lose to one of the big heavy hitters. I had either the Bucks beating them or the Celtics beating them, and the Celtics beat them.
That's 7.
Yeah, that's.
I expected them to make the conference finals, and they were a basket away from doing it. It was right there. But do you guys think that Pascal Siakam could be a franchise player?
No.
It depends.
Nah.
What's a franchise player? A player that can just consistently get you to the playoffs or win a championship for you?
You know what concerns me?
His lack of skill.
I think it could be both. It could be both.
Bro.
I think a franchise player is like you could be either one or the second best player on the championship team.
I mean, yeah,
He could be
more
the
suited.
second best player.
You see him, he's more suited for a
he can't be
sidekick
the
role.
one. On,
No, he can't be the one.
He's proven he can be number 2.
Of course. He's a good
Consistently, though, because Kyle Lowry showed us signs of being number 2 last year, too. So,
To be honest, I know Siakam scored more than Lowry, but I think Lowry was that number 2 last year. Because you could say Siakam was number 1 in terms of points this year, but I think Lowry led that team all year.
And Lowry was a leader, at least in the playoffs this season. But you sent me the topics the other night, and I was looking at them, and I was like, Pascal Siakam. I really like him. And what I thought, the first thought that came to my head was he reminds me of a young Giannis. Like when Giannis was younger and you saw the potential. And then I looked, he's 26 and Giannis is 25. So it's like,
Giannis is way better than
he doesn't have that room to grow. He's got to really mature quickly and grow that outside game, right, especially in a league that is so perimeter centric. I don't know if he can get much better than what he is right now. And I don't think he'll ever be able to be the best player on a championship team. But again, I think that list is like 8 guys, so I think that's a little bit unfair to judge him on. I think he can definitely be the second best player on a championship team. But
done it already.
Even then, it's stretching though, because I don't think I look at Siakam and he doesn't scream to me top 10, top 15 in the league. He doesn't scream. No. So I don't like. It's hard to judge him because like I said, he's 26 already, and I feel like his position is kind of weird too in a sense. He's too skinny to be down low, but he's too tall to really be at the top. So he's kind of like in between.
Hybrid.
Yeah, so it's like.
And his handle is pretty shaky too. I think his problem is that most of his points, his 23 that he averaged in the regular season, came off of fast breaks a lot, most of the time, right? And then you go into the playoffs, you play more in a half-court system, and now you can't really create your own shot. Like, that's his problem. He doesn't have good shot creation, and Toronto making him the primary scorer kind of messed him up because he was still playing elite defensively. He was playing great defense.
Oh,
on
yeah,
Jason
he just
Tatum.
couldn't get it going.
So you get to a point where your defensive performance is still the same. You're still really good, but your offense drops down so much because you're asked to do so much on the other end. Whereas last year, Kawhi took the whole burden.
And that's the thing for a wing, because as a wing, you have to learn how to be that versatile. Like you see Paul George, you see Jason Tatum, you see Kawhi. They're versatile at all 3 levels. Siakam, he's a wing, but he lacks the 3 levels scoring. Like you say, he shot 35%, but it's not like I'm coming down, hit you with a few of these, and then I'm going to pull it and it's going to go in. No. And he scores mainly off fast break points. So he has to go in the offseason. He has to work on his game, work on his half-court game, and see, because they're probably going to bring back the same core group of guys next year.
Yeah, re-sign Kyle Lowry.
Yeah. No, not Kyle. I thought it was Van Vliet.
I thought Kyle was on a 1-year deal.
Van Vliet has to be re-signed.
Yeah, they definitely have to bring
Van
back
Vliet,
Van Vliet.
Ibaka, and somebody, I think Gasol. I think those are the 3 guys. But yeah, you run it back with the core group of guys. See who comes back better, because you still got Kyle Lowry, who's going to be a dog next year. He's still going to be that little pit bull, the leader. You still got Van Vliet. You got Norman, whatever his name is.
Norman Powell.
Terrence Davis isn't bad. He's going to be there.
Solid.
I think he barely played this series.
I don't
didn't
know
see him much
why.
on the court.
Ananobi took a huge step this year, too.
Yeah,
he's only, what is he, like 22, 23? He's another young guy.
I think he has potential to be better than Siakam long term because he's only 21.
He's another
22.
guy. Their wings are shaky when it comes to skill. Their wings are that's the thing. Celtics, their wings are just more skilled than Toronto's wings.
True.
So when it came down to the 4th quarter, Jaylen Brown and Tatum are going to get their shots. It's just going to be if they make it or not. Kemba's going to get his shot. Van Vliet looked like he couldn't really get the separation he wanted. He couldn't really get his spots. Siakam, we already know he couldn't get to his spots because Tice was standing down there. And you got to get past Jaylen Brown first, who was no slouch defensively. Yeah. So it was really just Kyle Lowry's trying to save the day. He was doing phenomenal. That's not enough, though. You're playing Kemba, Brown, and Tatum. It's just not enough. And they had no Gordon Hayward. So I just wanted to let that be known. They had no Gordon Hayward.
And I think the Celtics, I was super impressed with the Celtics here. All of them took a huge jump. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I laughed at the Jaylen Brown contract this offseason, and he has really lived up to that contract.
Attention to it.
You know, Jason Tatum has taken that step to show he can be a legit superstar in this league. Although I don't think he's there yet, he can be a superstar. And those two guys were better than anybody that the Raptors had on the roster. So it's tough to match up with that.
A lot of people meme Jaylen Brown. They said he didn't deserve that money when the contract first happened.
He proved everybody wrong.
Yeah, he's really everybody. Based off of last season, he definitely did not deserve the money because he was not great last season. He was good, but he was definitely not deserving of that money. And then you got to give credit to the Celtics because they saw it in him, and he grew into that role and really earned that contract.
Kind of giving me what Indiana wanted to do with Paul George and Danny Granger, kind of just to play the two-man wing at the top. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting right now. But we'll see, man. They got Miami up next.
Hello, guys. You just watched a clip from Pick a Side. If you like our content, please like and subscribe and share our content across every platform. It helps us grow. Thank you for watching, and see you later.